LeBron, what's your decision?
From the moment LeBron announced his decision to take his talents to South Beach in 2010, the NBA landscape was forever altered. Over the course of 4 unforgettable seasons, LeBron James alongside Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh formed one of the most dominant trios the league has ever seen. LeBron's dominance wasn't just about winning titles, it was about his relentless pursuit of greatness, his unmatched skill set, and his ability to elevate his game when it matters the most. Join us to relive the unforgettable journey of LeBron James' 4 seasons with the Miami Heat. During his first stint in Cleveland, the Cavaliers struggled to build a championship-caliber team around LeBron James. Despite his remarkable individual performances, the team was unable to secure an NBA championship. At the time of LeBron's free agent decision in 2010, he had not yet won an NBA championship, pushing him towards joining forces with other star players. LeBron's free agency decision was closely monitored by what felt like everybody in the world. LeBron even hosted a national TV event on ESPN where he was going to tell the world exactly what his final decision was.
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Joining the Miami Heat offered LeBron the opportunity to play alongside other elite players like Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, providing him with a stronger supporting cast than he ever had in Cleveland. With that said, LeBron was heavily scrutinized due to the attention surrounding his decision to leave the Cleveland Cavaliers.
High School, number 6, LeBron James.
Dan Gilbert, the GM of the Cavaliers at the time, publicly scrutinized the stars. Fans went as far as burning LeBron's merchandise and publicly trashing him. So with LeBron dealing with all the drama from leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers and joining a contending Miami Heat team, the other question remains just how good was his 4-year stint with the Miami Heat. Starting off with season 1, with LeBron joining forces with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, the expectations for the Miami Heat were sky high, especially since the team themselves thought they would dominate the league for years to come.
Not 1 championship.
Not 2.
LeBron, tell us about that.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
The Heat got off to a slow start, just having a 9-8 record as they adjusted playing together. Frustrations grew between the players and the head coach Eric Spoelstra as they faced more scrutiny by the media and fans claiming that the big 3 of LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh would fail. Little did people know that LeBron James and his team would take off from here. On December 2nd, LeBron and the Miami Heat returned to the Cleveland Cavaliers for the first time since his exit, and the Cleveland Cavaliers fan base let LeBron have it by booing him every possession he touched the ball. But despite the negativity, LeBron scored 38 points and the Miami pulled out the win. And this further expanded LeBron's aura as being the villain in the NBA, and he had no other choice but to embrace it. Luckily for the Miami Heat, this game in Cleveland was a turning point for LeBron and the Miami Heat season, and soon after, on February 3rd, LeBron scored a season-high 51 points against the in-state rivals Orlando Magic, and then after that, the Heat cruised the rest of their season, finishing with a record of 58-24, and ranked as the 3rd best offense and the 5th best defense in the league. And LeBron was up to his usual self, averaging 27 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists, but he only finished 3rd in MVP voting, losing to Derrick Rose, who was having a breakout season for the Chicago Bulls. Despite not winning MVP, LeBron was an all-star starter, all-NBA first team, and all-defensive first team. Entering their first playoff run together, LeBron and the Heat cruised through the NBA Finals, beating the 76ers, Celtics, and Bulls all in 5 games. Waiting in the NBA Finals was the Dallas Mavericks, who the Heat were heavily favored to win that series. After the first 3 games, Miami Heat were up 2-1 in the series despite LeBron struggling, only averaging 20 points per game because the Dallas Mavericks were really taking advantage of LeBron's poor outside shooting. But it was about to get a whole lot worse for LeBron, as in Game 4, to go up 3-1, LeBron only scored 8 points in 46 minutes, and to this day, that game has been the worst finals game of his career, and it's also one of the biggest blemishes on his resume. After Game 4, Miami lost the next 2 games, and the Mavericks wore the 2011 NBA championship. LeBron only averaged 18 points per game on 47% shooting in the series, and Miami finished the season with a big disappointment. After this disappointing series, LeBron knew he needed to get better, so he spent more time in the weight room adding muscle to his frame, and he also turned to 2-time championship Akeem Olajuwon to work on his post moves to improve his game going to next season. So entering LeBron's 2nd season in the Miami Heat, he decided to leave the villain aura behind him and try to find joy in the game again. Switching mindset would be proved to be very beneficial for his career and for the Miami Heat's success. Despite the NBA lockout, the Heat once again cruised the regular season with a record of 46-20. having a 106 offensive rating, which was 8th best, and having a 100.6 defensive rating, which was 4th best in the league. While LeBron ended the regular season averaging 27 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds per game, LeBron was on such a tear that he won his 3rd MVP award and finished an all-defensive second team. To start the playoffs, the Heat matched up versus Carmelo Anthony in the New York Knicks and beat them in Game 5 in the first round. And the Heat entering the second round matchup was a bit more difficult as they faced the much improved and young Indiana Pacers. Despite Paul George having a career season, LeBron and the Heat eliminated them in 6 games, which included a 40-point game for LeBron in Game 4, and he ended the series averaging 30 points per game. And the Eastern Conference Finals awaited their hardest matchup yet, the Boston Celtics. After battling back and forth for the first 5 games, the Heat found themselves down 3-2, and the media had their fair share to say about the situation, going as far to say that they should break up the Big Three if they were to lose this series. Following the Game 5 loss, a legendary response from LeBron was created as he scored 45 points, 15 rebounds, 9 assists on 73% shooting, and willing the Heat to a Game 6 victory. And they went on to win Game 7 and advance to their second straight NBA Finals, where they faced off versus the young Oklahoma City Thunder team featuring Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. The Heat were again favored to win the NBA Finals. However, the Oklahoma City Thunder surprised everyone by stealing Game 1. But however, the Thunder's success quickly vanished as the Heat rattled off 4 straight wins to close it out in 5, and LeBron won his first NBA championship. LeBron averaged 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists, and took home Finals MVP to wrap up a very successful season for the King. But LeBron wasn't done here. Once he won his first NBA championship, he was hungry to go get his second. So entering the 3rd season with the Heat, LeBron is gearing up for arguably the greatest season in NBA history. During this season, head coach Eric Spoelstra started experimenting with a small ball lineup with 6'8" LeBron at the power forward and Chris Bosh running at center. This created more floor spacing on offense for LeBron to operate. However, it did require LeBron to be a versatile defender guarding 1 through 5. And the Miami Heat finished with an astonishing record of 66-16, including a 27-game winning streak that lasted from February 3rd to March 25th. This was one of the best seasons recorded in the modern era by a team. Although the lineup was small, the Heat finished with offensive rating of 112.3, which ranked 2nd best, and a defensive rating of 103.7, which ranked 9th. LeBron was named an All-NBA First Team and All-Defensive First Team as he averaged 27 points, 8 assists, and 8 rebounds, shooting a career-high 41% from 3. LeBron won his 4th MVP award and was 1 vote shy from being the NBA's first unanimous MVP. And the guy who didn't vote for LeBron voted for Carmelo Anthony, who finished 3rd in MVP voting. LeBron almost won Defensive Player of the Year, but lost to Marc Gasol, who was on All-Defensive second team that year. This would have been the first time a player won the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year since Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon. Moving on to the playoffs, the Heat faced off with the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round, who were severely undermatched, and the Heat went ahead and swept them, in which this was the first sweep of the Big Three era. In the second round, the Heat faced off against the Chicago Bulls without Derrick Rose due to him tearing his ACL in the first round. Safe to say this was an easy matchup for the Heat as they eliminated them in 5 games. In the conference finals, they faced a rematch with the Indiana Pacers, who were out for revenge. This series started off very exciting as LeBron scored 30 points, including a game-winning layup to secure the Game 1 victory.
Cartier gets it in. Here's James on the drive for the win.
After a back-and-forth battle with the Pacers, the Miami Heat claimed victory as they won in Game 7 to close out the series. LeBron averaged 29 points and 7 rebounds and 5 assists, and the Heat were headed to the 3rd consecutive NBA Finals, this time facing off against the San Antonio Spurs. And once again, the Heat were favored going into the finals, but it was a closer series than people anticipated. And after back-and-forth battle after 5 games, the Heat found themselves down 3-2. In Game 6, LeBron tallied 32 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds. Although James recorded a triple-double, it was Ray Allen who was the hero. With just a few seconds left, hit a crucial corner 3 to force Game 7.
James catches, puts up a 3. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His 3-pointer. Bang! Tie game.
And then finally in Game 7, LeBron scored 37 points to secure the win and to get his 2nd NBA championship with the Miami Heat. So just to recap LeBron's 2012-2013 NBA season, he finished with a 66-16 record, a 27-game winning streak, MVP, All-NBA First Team, All-Defensive First Team, a championship, and Finals MVP. This was arguably one of the greatest seasons ever put on by a player. And now that brings us to Season 4, the last season LeBron was with the Miami Heat. After LeBron won his 2nd NBA championship, he publicly stated that he wanted to be the greatest NBA player of all time, and this set a whole new standard for LeBron chasing greatness.
I want to be the greatest of all time. I feel like I have a potential to to continue to get better and maximize my time while I'm able to play this game of basketball.
At this point, LeBron and the Heat already established themselves as a dominant force in the league and had a goal to secure their third consecutive championship. And throughout the season, James continued to showcase his unparalleled skills and versatility on the court by consistently delivering stellar performances, including a career high on March 3rd, scoring 61 points while hitting 8 3-pointers to secure the win over the Charlotte Bobcats.
Here's James down the lane, fades. Foul coming up.
Hey, what about us? We're about to see one.
But the 61, 117, 101.
And once again, this season proved to be a breeze for the Miami Heat as they finished with a record of 54-28, ranking as the 5th best offense and the 12th best defense. Despite taking a step back from last season record-wise, the Heat were still the favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference to contend for a three-peat. For LeBron, he finished second in MVP voting behind superstar Kevin Durant. Then LeBron also made All-NBA first team and All-Defensive second team. And the Miami Heat's first-round matchup was versus the Charlotte Bobcats, who were severely undermatched, and it showed as the Heat swept them. In the second round, LeBron and the Heat matched up against the aging Brooklyn Nets, starring Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, and the Heat took care of the Nets in just 5 games, including a Game 4 performance from LeBron, where he scored 49 points. The conference finals saw a rematch with the Indiana Pacers, and the Pacers are one of the hottest teams in the Eastern Conference, eager to get revenge on the Miami Heat. However, LeBron and the Heat took them down in Game 6, proving once again the Indiana Pacers was no match for the King, and the Miami Heat were headed to the 4th straight finals appearance. In the finals awaited a rematch versus San Antonio Spurs, but once again LeBron and the Heat were favored to win this series. However, the Spurs had a new weapon on their team as Kawhi Leonard emerged as a star and one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. A lot was on the line for LeBron as he would be the first player to three-peat since Kobe and Shaq did in the early 2000s. If LeBron managed to three-peat, he would join elite company as Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and Bill Russell have completed this feat. However, the finals didn't work out in the Heat's favors as the Spurs destroyed them in Game 5. The Spurs showcased slick ball movement and top-tier perimeter defense to leave the Heat stunned. Despite the loss, LeBron still had a good individual final series as he averaged 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. And this disappointing finals run would conclude LeBron James' time with the Miami Heat, but let's just take a second to see exactly what LeBron accomplished during his tenure in Miami. So during his tenure in Miami, he averaged 27 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. He was a 2-time NBA champion, a 2-time Finals MVP, 2-time NBA MVP, 4-time NBA All-Star starter, 4-time All-NBA first team, 3-time All-Defensive first team, and 1-time All-Defensive second team. This was a greatest 4-year stretch of any player's NBA career, but now that begs the question, was this the best 4 years of LeBron's career? Please let me know down in the comment section below.